Yasna 46, at the beginning of this Gatha, which might be called the Gatha of the flight, Zarathustra is being repulsed by everybody. From stanza 12, he has followers, and a prince protects him. This has sometimes led to an argument against the unity of the poem, but that seems a curious conception of poetical creation, because the literary text describes a situation as present. Does it necessarily follow that the one is contemporary with the other? Zoroaster has the manner of the poet. While he's already under Vishtashpa's protection, he stages with vivid directness the time when, as the Gospel of St. John says, his own received him not, and he was lonely and did not know where to turn. The service which Vishtashpa did to him by receiving him stands out all the more. The initial situation takes us back to several gathas, which we have already seen, and Zoroaster appeals to the power that will help him, save him from the wicked rulers, and remedy his powerless and destitute state. He knows the reason for his lack of success, his poverty in men and in cattle. Therefore he turns to the wise Lord as a friend to a friend. Lord, who is right, will help him through the good mind. 2. In his prayers he calls from the reform of existence, which was the subject of Yasna 48, which is to be accomplished one day through the action of the saviors. He, Zarathustra, was chosen by the Lord to announce this good news. He will be helped by the Lord through his good mind, so that the world may realize and maintain righteousness. 3. 1. To what land shall I flee? Where have been my steps? I am thrust out from family and tribe. I have no favor from the village to which I would belong, nor from the wicked rulers of the country. How then, O Lord, shall I obtain thy favor? 2. I know a wise one, while I am powerless. My cattle are few, and I have few men. To thee I address my lament. Attend unto it, O Lord, and grant me the support which a friend would give to friend. As righteousness teach the possession of the good mind. 3. When, O wise one, shall the wills of the future saviors come forth? The dawns of the days, when through powerful judgment the world shall uphold righteousness. Sawam will help come through the good mind. To me, for I am chosen for the revelation by thee, O Lord. The 8 following stanzas, 4 to 11, depict the hostility which those who promote righteousness have to face from the wicked. They prevent them from making the cattle prosper. They must be deprived of power or killed. To do this, it is to increase the good dominion and to act according to the good doctrine. 4. Stanzas 5 and 6, which are not very clear, consider one of the 2 cases singled out above, that in which a wicked one is not killed but taken prisoner by a righteous man. If the wicked one accepts shelter and is converted, neither he nor his protector will suffer. 5. But he who does not submit must be treated as a wicked one, for it is the law of righteousness ever since conscience existed to inflict evil on the wicked, and it is to do good to the good. 6. After these 2 stanzas where Zarathustra seems embarrassed before us by incompatibility of legal precepts with the rules of poetry, he recognizes that he will not have a terrestrial protector if he is not first protected by the fire of the Lord. This is the ritual of fire, which is relation to the mind, and the mind in another Gatha. Zarathustra says that he will think of the right while worshipping the fire. Here, the acts of the fire and the mind bring righteousness to maturity. 7. 4. The wicked one, ill-famed and of repellent deeds, prevents the furtherers of righteousness from fostering the cattle in the district and in the country. Whoever robs him of dominion or of life, a wise one, shall work foremost in the ways of the doctrine. 2. 5. Whoever holding power and ability of the vow, or living by the rules, the creed, for the covenants, should seize a stranger coming to him, if he, a righteous man, to recognize an evil one, and if he proclaims his action before his family, Mayest thou, O Lord, keep him from bloodshed. 6. But he who, being asked, does not side with him, he shall return to the creatures of evil. Who in the sight of evil one is best, is righteous, to love the righteous, since thou, Lord, didst create the first consciences. 7. Who, O wise one, shall be sent as a protector such as I am, if the evil one seeks to do me harm? Who but by thy fire and thy mind, O Lord, whose acts shall bring righteousness and charity? Do thou proclaim this mystery to my conscience. One effect that may be expected immediately of the fire and the right is the defeat of the enemies. May their hostile actions turn against themselves. 8. In stanza 9, a rhetorical question is asked, apparently by a listener. From what man has he learnt the cult of the Lord? From Zarathustra, of course. And the prophet begs his God for an account of the lament of the ox, so as to be able to repeat it as he had been asked to. 9. In stanzas 10 through 11, which end this section of the hymn, Zarathustra contrasts the fate which awaits his protectors and his enemies respectively, with those who protect him and grant him power and reward for the righteousness as for the good mind, and with those who have accepted the cult of the Lord's, he will cross the bridge separator, he will lead them bliss after death. 10. Those princes and priests, on the other hand, who exercise a pernicious power over mankind, shall then be tormented by their own conscience. They will go to the house of evil forever. 11. 8. Whoever seeks to injure my living possessions, may danger not come to me through his deeds. May all his actions turn against him with hostility, O wise one, and take from him the good life, not the bad life. 9. A listener. Who is he, the zealous man, who first taught me to honor thee, and the most powerful as the righteous Lord, holy in his actions, Zarathustra? Well, he said to thee is righteousness. What he said to righteousness, the creator of the cattle. They ask if of me to thy good mind. 10. Whoever, man or woman, O wise Lord, shall give me what thou knowest is best of this existence, to wit, reward for righteousness and dominion with a good mind. And all those whom I shall induce to worship such as you, with all those I will cross the bridge of the separator. 11. The sacrificers and the sorcerer princes have subdued mankind to the yoke of their dominion, to destroy existence their evil deeds. They shall be tortured by their own soul and their own conscience when they come to the bridge of the separator, forever to be inmates of the house of evil. In stanzas 12 to 17, the scene is changed. Here Zarathustra enumerates his protectors. First he calls the blessings of the Lord on the descendants of the Thrayana and the Tyrannian men who prosper the living through the zeal of devotion. 12. Stanza 13 prepares the one which follows. It promises effective power and friendship of the wise Lord and the other major entities to the man who pleases the prophet. Who is this man, Vitasva? Answers Zarathustra. And he appeals to all the righteous, the future favorites of the Lord, to support his prince in the decisive test. What this test is does not appear clearly. One might think of a war against the wicked. The following three stanzas suggest rather a test after death, like the bridge or the separator, which has been mentioned. Since among the praiseworthy grandchildren and descendants of Thrayana, the Tyrannian, men were born through righteousness, who prosper living things by the zeal of devotion, the wise Lord shall unite them to the good mind to support them at the time of the fulfillment. 13. Whoever among mortals pleases Spitana Zarathustra by his readiness, he is worthy to be heard. To him shall the wise Lord give existence. And as good mind he shall further his living possessions for righteousness. We shall consider him your faithful friend. To you and to righteousness. 14. The wise Lord. What righteous man, O Zarathustra, is thy sworn friend for the great statement who is to be heard. It is the Tashba at the time of the decisive test. Those who shall unite will be in house of wise of the Lord. I will call them with wise words of good mind. Of you, Shpetamas, descendants of Hekatashba, I will declare that you distinguish the pure form from the impure. By these deeds, conforming to the first decrees of the Lord, you have secured yourselves of righteousness. Zoroaster will intervene in favor of Shpetama, the descendants of Hekatashba. So his own family seems to be reunited after hostility towards him, of which he complained in the first stanza. And of the two members of the Galga family, Frashastra and Jamaspa, he will speak for them when the Lord separates them at the bridge of the separator, no doubt. Thus they shall dwell with the wise Lord among the united entities. 15 through 17. He wishes this for all his followers as well as for himself, while promises oppression to his enemies. Whoever works at the renewal of the world on his Zarathustra's wrath will obtain posterity in the future. 18 through 19. 16. O Frasestra, Hevogva, and the zealous ones, Wam, we both wish to be as they desire. Go thou where devotion is united to righteousness, where the dominion is in the possession of the good mind, where the wise Lord dwells amid abundance. 17. Where I will recall only your merits and your faults. O Jamashpa, Hevogva, your prayers and your willing obedience to the wise Lord who shall separate through righteousness his prudent helper, the pure from the impure. 18. Whoever is true to me, to him I promise through the good mind, that which I myself do most desire. But the oppression to him who seeks to oppress us, O wise one, I strive to satisfy your wish through righteousness, thus the decision of my will and of my mind. 19. He who for me, who for Zarathustra, according to righteousness, will bring to pass that which is most renewing by the will of the Lord, to him as a reward, when he attains the future life, shall come to pregnant cows with the ox and all he desires through the mind. This thou hast revealed to me, O wise one, thou who knowest best.